So good morning all of you. Yesterday I have uploaded a video. In that I have explained you people about motivation and the theory which we have to study under motivation, that is Maslow's theory, that I have explained. Now today we have to start the next element of directing, alright, that is called leadership. Alright, so when you see the leadership as one of the element of directing, it is you also the basic meaning of leadership is that how we are doing the functions of management, that how a manager influence his subordinate so that subordinate can work according to the set of rules and regulations made by the organization, and they willingly, happily, by using their all the inner skills and abilities which they are having to attain the organizational objective. Is it clear? So a leader is one who encourage. A leader is one who increase the confidence of the subordinate. A leader is one who actually affects the willingness and efficient level of the subordinate, so that the subordinate or the employees can work by their own wish to fulfill the organizational goals. That is the most important part of leadership. All right, the person who is leading must have a quality of making other individuals get influenced by him, so that they can do whatever instruction that leader is giving to his subordinate. That only, the common meaning of leadership is the meaning of leadership under your directive also. Is it clear? Now see all of you in the book, page number 260, open your book. See the meaning of leadership. Leadership is an important part of directing function of management. Managers at all levels are expected to be leaders of their subordinate. That is the first thing, because the managers need to be the leaders at all levels, alright, of their subordinate. Is it clear? Then every manager has the authority to issue order, that we know. Every manager has the authority to force his subordinate to do the work according to his wish, and his wish is the wish of the organization. Alright, so that power he is having. He has the power to issue order. He has the power to enforce his subordinate, alright, so that they can obey him, so that they can follow him. That power a manager is having. Then, but leadership enables managers to ensure that subordinates willingly carry out their instructions and accept their advice and guidance. This is the main line. Leadership is not something where a leader always issuing orders, or a leader always, putting compulsion so that his subordinate can obediently follow him. This is not a proper definition of leadership. What is the definition of leadership? Is this line. Leadership enables managers to ensure that subordinates willingly carry out their instruction and accept their advice and guidance. Means he has to, by his personality, by his knowledge, by his experience, he must influence his employees and subordinate in such a way that they can willingly be ready to follow his instruction happily, and they can help him to achieve the organization. That actually is the leadership quality. Leadership quality is nothing that all the time issuing orders or all the time, forcing them to follow him obediently. This is not the correct meaning of leadership. So what you people have to underline in the first line, I am reading that. Leadership is an important part of directing functions of management. Managers at all levels are expected to be leaders of their subordinate. Then this line, leadership enables managers to ensure that subordinate willingly carried out their instruction and accept their advice and guidance. This is the means willingly, not forcibly. And how a subordinate will be willingly to follow the advice and instruction of the managers? They will be willingly when they get so much influenced with the quality and the leadership quality of the manager that they start obeying him and they start following his instruction by their own wish, not because of the compulsion of the leader. That is the most important thing. The next paragraph, you see the lines which are important. I am reading again. Leadership may be defined as the process of influencing. This is the key word. Means a leader needs to influence his subordinate. Is it clear? So underline this. Leadership may be defined as the process of influencing the behavior and performance of others in group efforts towards the achievement of specific goals in a given situation. A leader is an individual who influences and guides, not issuing order and enforcing. What is the quality of a leader? Who influences the subordinate and guide and encourage the subordinate. That is the main line. A leader is an individual who influences and guides the effort and work of a group of persons who are known as followers. A leader influences the follower in such a way that they are willingly strive towards the accomplishment of common objective. Leadership is the process of securing willing and enthusiastic cooperation of others. Willing and enthusiastic, they get so much influenced of their leader that they become willing to follow whatever has to be done, and they get enthusiastic also, means they get so much of energy from his leader that they become, and that add so much of enthusiasm in the cooperation of others. Leadership is a process of interaction between the leaders and his followers. The leader interacts with his group of the pursuit of common objective till the last children is the meaning of leadership. Is it clear? So I think you people have understood the meaning of leadership. So first paragraph I told you how much to write. In second paragraph almost full you people have to learn as the meaning of leadership. Then come to the definition. You can learn the definition of Louis A. Allen. That is the second one which is given. A leader is one who guides and direct other people and give their effort, direction and purpose. That is the meaning. And then remaining other things are not there in your syllabus. Directly come to page number 263. We need to study the qualities of a good leader. Now in this you study and you will able to understand. Means a good leader must have a sound physique, must have a good personality, then only the other get. First thing of a leader is his personality. Is it clear? So now see the point. A good leader must have a good health and physical fitness. He requires tremendous stamina and vigor for hard work. He should have a good physical personality. That is the most important. And vitality and endurance. This means the physical presence of a person actually is the first, you can say, quality of a person to become a leader or not. A person with a sound physique, a person with a smart physique can only be able to become a leader. Second point, intelligence. Obviously, a leader required. A person who is intelligent can only lead any group. A person who is not intelligent cannot lead, cannot become a leader. So, a leader should be intelligent enough to examine problems in right perspective. Yes, if some problem is occurring, the person must have that much of intelligence so that he can immediately understand that problem and can work to solve that problem. And that is possible only when the leader has the intelligence with himself or herself. He should have the ability to assess the pros and cons of his action in particular situations. Third point, initiative. A leader should always take the initiative first. He should not wait his employees to take the initiative. A leader is one who first himself or herself start and then can encourage the others to follow him. That means a leader must have the quality to start something, must have the quality to initiate something. That is another quality. A leader should have initiative and courage. He should not wait opportunity to come to his way. Alright, he should take an opportunity to take action so that he can start any particular work. He should not wait. Then integrity, obviously. A leader must be honest and must be sincere. If a leader is not honest and sincere, then definitely that does not work. He should be a role model. Is it clear? Means he should first follow and then he can let others also follow. Then decisiveness, yeah, he can take the opinion fast. He must be a decision maker. He should not be like waiting for an opportunity and looking into the things to be changed. That cannot be a quality of a leader. A leader is one who always take a decision very early. So see, the leader should be decisive and firm in his opinion. He should have an objective outlook, free from bias and prejudice. Means he should not be partial. Next, emotional stability. A person must be emotionally sound. A weak emotion, a person who is having a weak emotion can never have the leadership quality. A person who is having very strong emotion can only become a leader. So that I think no need to explain. You see the point. Then self-confidence and willpower. Then communication skill. Yes, a leader must have a good communication skill. Communication skill means you must have the power to convince others about the ideas which you are having, which you are supporting. You convince others in such a way that they also started following you and believing on the ideology of what you are following. That is a good communication, a sound communication quality must be there in a leader. Okay, so a good leader should be able to communicate clearly and precisely the goals and procedures to be followed. This is necessary for pursuing and convincing people. Then ninth one, vision and foresight. A vision of, definitely you can understand that a leader must anticipate, must predict. Means you know that the business is not something which is very certain. Lot of risk is involved. Every day many kinds of the problems and grievances are created in an organization. A leader must be one who has such a vision that he can foresight or he can predict the things before in advance so that the things can be handled in a proper way. So vision and foresight is also one of the quality of a leader. Then sense of responsibility, obviously, because if leader will not take the responsibility, then definitely nobody can take the responsibility. So a leader should be trustworthy so that subordinate can depend on him. He should be willing to assume responsibility for results. Means he should be willingly take the responsibility of the result, because if they do something, definitely they will get some result, and who will be responsible for that result? It is the leader. And leader must always be willing to take the responsibility on his own, not shifting the responsibility to the other. Is it clear? Then social skill. A person must have a social skill. A person must be social man. Then only it is possible, to become a good leader. Is it clear? So all the 11 points are there of the leadership. If you find any problem, you can ask. Then now I'm going to start the last topic of the directing chapter, that is called communication, the last element. Is it clear? So we people have completed directing, and we have completed the element of directing. 4 elements we have done: supervision, we have done motivation, we have done leadership. Now the last one I'm going to start, that is called communication. Okay, communication means exchange. Okay, exchange of facts, ideas, opinion, emotion between 2 persons or more than 2 persons, so that the 2 persons or more than 2 persons can reach to a common ground of understanding. Is it clear? Suppose a debate is going on between 2 groups, and the debate will be taken in such a way that at the end both the group will agree on same point. Then that is called the sense of communication. A sense of communication means exchange of facts, exchange of ideas, exchange of knowledge, ideology with each other, with 2 or more persons, so that each person reach to the conclusion where they must have a common ground of understanding. That is called what? Communication. Now see, all of in the book, very small meaning of communication is given. The term communication is derived from the Latin word communis, which means common. Common means something similar. Similar about what? Similar about ideology, similar about facts, similar about opinions, similar about emotion, whatever discussion you are doing, whatever you are exchanging with each other. In that exchange, if you reached to the ground of common understanding, then you can say that yes, there is a communication taken place. If not, then we cannot say that there exists any kind of the communication. So communication exists only when the two person or more than two person can reach to a common ground of understanding. Then only we can say that yes, a communication takes place in this particular situation. That is the main meaning of communication. So this is the main line of what is communication. Communication may be defined as an exchange of facts, idea, opinion, or emotions between two or more persons to create common ground of understanding. This is a key line. Common ground of understanding. Is it clear? Now, there are various definitions. Okay, you can learn any definition of your choice of the communication. Now, under communication, what things are in your syllabus? So, first we will study about steps in the process of communication, page number 266. Then we will study objectives of communication. Then we will study barriers to communication, means what are the problems which are occurring in the process of communication, and the last one, that how to overcome such barriers of communication, that we need to study. So today I have explained you the meaning of communication. Tomorrow I am going to start with the steps, which is very small and easy, objectives, and then day after tomorrow I will complete this chapter. Okay, so for today only this much. Thank you, children.